You are such a geek.
What is a geek? What is a geek?
Wow. You're a neo-maxi zoom dweeby.
What is a geek?
Portals, motorhead, lust, blood, way stories, dweeby, big head, geek.
That guy's too legit to quit. It's killing people.
It's fucking, yeah. No wonder they used MC Hammer as the song that the Foot Clan was listening to in their hideout on the first movie, dude. This is how we do.
Yeah, dude, he was secretly evil.
Lick my body. Lick my body. If you want to... Dude, I always wanted to hang out in the Foot Clan hideout in the 1990 Ninja Turtles movie.
Me too. I even know my first answer, Mitch. Regular.
Menthol, regular. Thanks, Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, your first good paying role.
Hey, check out the East Warehouse on Ledman Island. You find your answers there.
He talked about it a little bit on Smartless.
What's that?
Smartless. It's oh fuck, man, my brain shit from dying. It's Will Arnett and Jason Bateman and Sean Hayes. It's their podcast. I can't believe I pulled Sean Hayes' name out of my ass because I love him, but I'm not
a huge
like
Will and Grace fan.
Huge Will and Grace guy. They're great. They're like three very best friends, and they're mean to each other in a way that like celebrities on that level aren't, or if they are, it's like Kevin Hart and The Rock, and it feels fake the whole time. And this shit is like genuinely like millionaires talking shit to each other like they're C-rate comics on a podcast, and it's very fun. But every week one of them brings in a guest and surprises the other two. And one of them was that person we were talking about a moment ago.
Sam Rockwell.
Oh.
Rockwell. And Rockwell talked a little bit about the Ninja Turtles.
Justin Hammer himself.
I thought you were talking about Nathan Lund for a second.
Lund was in the Turtle movies, dude.
That would be nuts. I mean, Doug Benson was in Blade Runner, so you never know. Those old guy comedians have been hiding.
Wait, Doug Benson was in the original Blade Runner? He's a little young.
Yes.
Doug Benson's a lot older than I remember.
Doug Benson's older than dirt. He looked 38 for.
I always just picture him.
Yeah, he looked 38 for. That's what I'm telling you. Up until like 4 years ago, he looked the same from when he started smoking weed. Till all of a sudden he started to look like a very old white woman. I always picture
Doug Benson in my mental picture of him in either the Marijuana Logs or in Super High Me.
Yeah, and now he's very skinny with very long hair. But he's still got a giant head, so it looks weird. No, he's just an old guy. He did what all old guys do. They had a serious talk with their doctor in their 60s about their weight.
I mean, he ages.
And now they're getting towards the end of their life, so they're like, you know what? I do want more weeks. And they get serious. Just like, dude, you either do that or you die. If you go tour old folks' homes, count the number of fat men you see. Because you'll be able to do it on one hand while you walk around with a drink or something. There's no fat people in retirement homes. And if they are, it's ladies.
I mean, maybe all the fat dudes are just banking on medical science.
No, they all go Goodman. Everyone goes Goodman or you die.
They all go Goodman. That means they get like weird skinny fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what happens to old people. They either get that weird skinny, sinewy skinny from being fat, or they die. If they maintain being fat, they die. Like, people don't make it into their 80s being obese. Not even morbidly obese, just obese.
Jackie.
Women
how
do.
Old was Jackie
Men
Gleason?
almost.
He was not obese, but he was heavy.
Much younger than he looked, and he lost a shitload of weight when he was old.
To be in his 80s, and he was a bigger guy.
Yeah, but I think your grandpa was probably bigger like you, too, where he had 3 foot of collarbone.
Hey, there is such a fucking thing as having a large skeleton, okay?
I know. I was genuinely just saying that about you, dude.
I was just reminding the visitors that it's not always, I'm not fat and big band. It's fucking, I have a large skeleton.
I bet in silhouette with like no perspective, if we just did it like a shadow silhouette, that you have less of a gut than most of our friends, Mitch. Yeah, you're proportionally in way better shape than almost anyone we hang out with.
Proportionally in shape. The best kind of in shape.
Well, because you're so big. You're so big, guys think you're like Sam or Lund. And Sam's now in pretty good shape too. But like people just see how big you are and they assume you're like big everywhere. You also don't wear like Fashion Nova clothes or anything that shows off your sweet bod. They're dumb, cheap.
I wear fucking. A lot of my. I took inventory of my t-shirts, and it's like a third of my closet is comedy festival fucking merchandise.
Nice.
A third of it is wrestling shirts, and then a third of it is Insane Clown Posse shirts.
Yeah, I had that realization like 10 or 12 years ago and tried to consciously start buying more.
I am a big fan of a blank shirt.
I
didn't used to be, but then the more on photos I was in other people's logos and shit, I was like, yeah, it just looks corny.
Well, I have to have this green shirt that has the Kool-Aid Man with Juggalo face paint painted on the glass saying, "Oh yeah, bitch," or else I am not a real fan, you know?
I ordered an Alf for President t-shirt recently. I do totally understand.
Alf would be a great president right now.
Yeah.
Correct me. Wait.
I ordered it 2.5 months ago from NECA, so it'd be cool if I already had it.
Dude, this NECA thing, we have to talk about this because this is I've been talking. It's the first episodes that we've done since July.
Oof.
Damn.
Well, here, wait, real quick. Sorry to handle business on air, but correct me if I'm wrong, but was there one more episode that we did before you guys went to Rome that we never got?
Yeah. Yeah, I lost it in my fight with the other recording.
So there's a lost episode of Broadcast Geeks.
Yep, and 2 lost episodes of Broke Down Garage, and an episode where like 20 minutes got burnt where I got so mad when it was malfunctioning during Chubby Behemoth that I left them. Yeah, they kept fucking up my files, dude. The audio was corrupt.
That was Riverside you're talking about?
The Broadcast Geek. Yeah, Riverside. The audio was corrupt from at least one microphone. After it was totally clear through our fucking interface, which means it was clear, and they were corrupting the files through bad fucking code. And I lost, like, they kept giving me, like, when I'd bitch about it, usually if I'd bitch about something with Riverside back in the day, they'd be like, can you send us the file or a link to the file so that we can look it over? The first time I bitched about the mic thing, they were just like, we gave you a month refund. I was like, that's weird that they didn't want proof this time. And then it happened 3 times in a week, and I lost my fucking shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, this new software is easily way better. I think I was never a big fan of Riverside, but so there's a lot. This is like the new 52 Broadcast Geeks. We've been brought out of stasis.
Yeah, certain characters made it. Certain characters
we've done this before. Where we had
DC does it every 3 years too. We're on pace.
53 or 104. We did like
right.
50.
I think we've almost done it every time they've done it since the new 52.
No,
that's not a joke. I think we left the bar. They switched over to the new one. We lost members. They switched again because that launch didn't work.
Studios.
And then they just relaunched most of the titles like 2 months ago. I think we are almost on pace with how DC does business. So hey, that's a Fortune 500.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Shout out James Woodman. He sent us a nice message on our Facebook page. He sent us the Tenacious D song, "Dude, I totally miss you."
Aww.
And shout out James.
In our defense, there's also been less new shit.
You're on
the writer's strike catch-up thing that's happening after the 5 months off and the delay in everybody's schedule. And West,
you've
Tampa,
evolved past the need for me and
Seattle.
Matt. We see how it is.
And Death's Door.
And
don't say that. It makes me
lot.
want to be sad.
No, don't be sad. I'm having fun. At least everything's working out for my life while I'm going
you
to
better
shit.
Stop going to shit.
This could have happened 2 years. This could happen 2 years ago, and I would have been totally fucked and also having a bad time. At least I'm sick while I'm having the most fun I've ever had.
Not be sick anymore, mister. You better get well.
Yeah, I've tried saying that to the doctors. Make me better, but they don't do it. They just don't care.
Fuck. Now I'm going to cry.
Well, there has been a bunch of content out there, though, that...
Yeah, the Penguin.
Penguin was fucking great.
I've embarrassingly pulled a you guys.
Oh my god! Shame.
What happened was Sam watched some of it next to me on an airplane while I was editing, and I saw enough shit happen that it kind of made me be like, well, I should wait till I forget about that.
So we can't talk about it.
It's
been
started over.
No,
it's the first episode since July.
That ending, I didn't see that ending.
Talk about it,
Mitch?
No, not at all. I was surprised at how much I liked that show. Because when it was first announced, I was like, "Who the fuck is that for? I don't want to see that."
Yeah.
No,
it's for us.
No, and it was a good. It was a good. Fuck. I don't even know how to describe it. I was going to say a good coming of age, but it's a coming of age as far as coming to power, and how he orchestrates, if you want to call it that, this whole thing to amass the power of Gotham. And more importantly, what he's willing to give up.
He's a psycho, dude.
He's a fucking psycho.
He's insane.
He's nuts. I like this Matt Reeves universe. I hope they keep. They're supposed to keep it alive.
It was
I hope
so
they do.
funny in the Batman when he was just like, "Oh, hey, what are you showing me? I'm a fucking Italian." I really thought that was kind of hokey. Where he's like, I got you, and he fucking crashes the car.
Yeah,
but man, after not giving a shit about this show when it was announced, and then watching the first 2 episodes, when he's, dude, at the end of, was it 1 or is it 2? Where he's like, we're in it now.
I think it was 1.
Well, fuck, man. I
think it's 1 too because they put it in the ad.
On board with Gabagool Penguin.
I'm on board with Reeves Batman being
right.
Batman, and the villains being Batman villains that have like stakes and they're people you care about, and it makes sense at the end when he doesn't kill him and he tries to put him in an insane asylum because you're like, yeah, that dude's fucked up.
Well, they made a minor change, right? His name is Oswald Cobb.
Yeah,
not Cobb.
Yeah, I've heard that. They've made a couple of minor changes, right?
He's not a Cobblepot. He's not a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne.
Right. He grows up as a poor kid from the south. Was it the south side of Gotham? Yeah. Grows up in the slums, and dude, but he even as a kid he did some fucked up shit. And
he's a psycho little.
I really liked the kid they had as him as an actor. Like he did a pretty spot on job of matching. Like I don't know who they did first. Obviously I guess we do. He matched Colin Farrell's adult Penguin really good as a kid, with the speech inflection and his attitude and his demeanor. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It's cool a lot of times now when they have a younger actor doing that, they can layer their voices together to steal intonation. They did it with that kid who plays Danny McBride
in Righteous Gemstones.
Eerie.
I was going to say
fucking
that kid
eerie
does a spot
when
on
they
Danny McBride, if not.
They're mixing their voices together. You can like use the audio file to use the intonations and like the tonal changes, and then use the child's voice so that it follows the same sound patterns as the person's voice, but it's in the tone of the child's natural speaking voice, and it looks like they're coming out of their lips. It's fucked. It's crazy what they can do now. Because that Danny McBride kid specifically makes you feel like, how much did I smoke? There's no way they're syncing it up with his mouth that good. That's voiceover. That's Danny McBride doing a child. What the fuck? So I wonder if they did some of that with Colin Farrell's impersonation of an Italian and layered it.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen that video of him using his natural Irish speaking voice on like a set rap video, fully dressed as the Penguin?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so unnerving.
No.
He's just like, I love everyone on the crew. Like, I can't do an Irish accent for fucking shit, but he was, yeah.
I could see that being weird, especially after watching the show.
But, man, Matt, to go back to that ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vic,
sure.
you should have just got on the bus, bro. Should have just got on the bus and got out of town with your gal.
So he takes on this kid, Vic, as his like protege, and he really builds him up. Well, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I was waiting somewhere for this kid to be a character in the comics. Like I thought we were gonna find out he was someone, you know. Like my name's
Gotcha.
Vic DeFreeze or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
That would have been
Matt.
cool.
And he takes on this kid, and he really builds him up, and not as like a power figure, but almost as like he's a father figure to this kid. And you just think, oh, he's got some humanity in him, and he's gonna even though they're living a fucked up lifestyle on what they're doing. And then there was a couple other characters that were in there, like what was the name of the doctor, the psychologist that was with Falcone? Julian?
Oh, Shades.
Yeah, Shades.
He played
from
Shades.
Luke Cage.
Yeah. I can never see him as not Shades, dude. But Theo Rossi always plays a fucked up dude.
But did he?
He's
Is he a
Juice from
character?
yeah, what's his name? Dr. Wiener Schnitzel?
Julian something.
Julian
I don't remember.
Schnitzel.
I don't. I don't remember his full name, but I thought he was a comic book character as well, or somebody that was in it. Anyway,
Like he was going to be Hugo Strange or some shit.
yeah. Penguin, though, he does a really good job of just building this kid up and setting this guy up for greatness.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just fucking turns on him at the end.
Oh, God.
Damn.
Oh, no,
Kills
wait,
the kid?
maybe. I don't know. To be continued.
It's intense. I didn't expect it, and I really liked the show. And I didn't think I was going to like the show either. But you and Nate were talking about it, and I was like, all right, I should get back into the swing of watching things. And we watched that. I watched that. We watched Agatha. I like that too.
I missed that.
Did you
Was
watch
it
it,
good?
Jake?
Yeah, I liked Agatha
I'm
a
not
lot.
sure what I liked, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good time. I liked the characters.
It's good storytelling. Wiccan's fucking dope. The other kid at the end, Tommy.
What's
It's
he?
crazy.
Tommy.
You haven't watched any of it, Mitch?
No. Tommy is the other Maximoff kid, yeah?
Yeah.
Wicked and
Yeah.
what's his hero name? Hulkling?
I forget.
No.
No, Wicked and
Is
Hulkling
it?
are like
No.
hooking up in the comic. Yeah.
Gay
So
lovers.
they
Yeah.
wouldn't be brothers probably.
Speed.
Not
Speed.
yet.
Is that his name?
Yeah, he's a speedster.
I mean, I know he's a speedster. Speed would be lame, but probably
Mr.
correct.
Fasty.
I looked it up.
The Fast.
Yeah, I thought it set up more Marvel stories, real fun.
Had a good cast.
I don't. It had a great cast. Fucking Aubrey Plaza
Yeah.
Aubrey Plaza as Death is fucking dope. I can't wait to see her and Ryan Reynolds.
I also really liked Patti LuPone. She was the older.
Remind me. Oh yeah, yeah.
She used to be on like what was that show? The one with Corky.
Facts of Life.
No. Corky was that Down syndrome kid. Life Goes On.
Fences. Life Goes On.
I
knew it had life in the title.
Yeah. But she plays a witch that could see, like a seer, I guess you could say.
She sees.
Yeah. But she also, she does. But she also travels kind of through time. Like time is not linear for her. It's kind of weird how she moves around like that.
Oh, she's a walker between worlds.
I thought that was because of the thing she did to the boy.
That's
ominous. Fucked her head.
No, because they go back into scenes where she's talking to the witch that trained her, and the witch that trained her is like, "Well, where are you now?" And she's like, "I'm coming from my, when I'm older or whatever it is."
Yeah, but it seemed like that was the only period in her life where she was slipped. I think it's because she's on an adventure with a kid she hid from her own brain.
Oh, you think that's why she was like that? Because she put that...
Yeah, because that's the only time she's communicating with her younger self and having that issue in those meetings with the old lady. It's presented as like a new thing, not like, here we go again. So I think like that whole her having memory issues is because she put a fucking spell out to make this kid unknowable to anybody, even though she knew who he was, and
she did the Peter Parker spell to make people forget about this kid.
Well,
kinda. Yeah. She makes it to where what is
not
what
a sigil. She put no.
Is it a sigil?
Was it?
I think it's a sigil.
It's some kind of a spell that he can't, like, he says his name, but nobody hears it. Nothing comes out.
If it matters to you, you can't hear it.
So if you're just like, I don't give a fuck about this kid, he's like, "Hi, I'm Billy." But if you're like,
right, but if
hey, that's
no one to Maximoff,
so he'll be like, "My name is."
Yeah, and like a symbol appears across his mouth. But she knew he was Billy when she put the spell on him, and then it's hidden from her too. So I think she's kind of made her magic and her brain kind of manic. Because, like, part of her brain and her magic self knows that what's going on. But then the other part of her brain's tricked by herself.
Ooh, that's insane.
It's pretty cool. I was mad when they killed Kid.
Oh, yeah. Deborah Jo Rupp or something? Was that her name?
Yeah.
She puts a sigil
she's
spell.
The best.
All right.
Yeah, sigil.
But I didn't realize that's why she did that. Because she said she had done it before, but maybe she couldn't control it as a result of doing that.
No, she had done it before because she pops into her head when she's a kid. So her child self had experienced it.
But she had multiple
before.
occurrences with the witch when she was a kid. There were multiple times where she'd go back and.
Right, but it all seems like it's within that like same day or couple of days. Like it's not spread out over a big chunk of her life. The girl's not multiple ages.
It was wild. I liked it.
Yeah, because that's what made me think that is when she recounts that it had happened like once before, but a long time ago. It was like, oh, so this is Doctor Who shit. It's the same moment as now, just on the different part of the wheel.
Ooh. Time is overlapping. Like that's that dimensional theory where it's like a T-Rex could be walking through your bedroom right now because all the times are happening on one line, but in different dimensional planes.
Yeah, there's that theory. It's more that if you went back to visit you as a child right now, you would remember that you did that it happened to you as a child, even
because
as an
you
adult.
would grow up with that memory, so you would have it before you left, creating that paradox.
You'd have it once you left. You wouldn't have it before you left. You'd have it
But
once
if
you
time
did
is
it.
cyclical, wouldn't you always have that memory of meeting yourself?
The paradox is created after you do it the first time. Before you do it, there wouldn't be.
It wouldn't happen.
It wouldn't already exist. This is why I firmly believe all Marvel fans should be forced to watch seasons like 60 or 51 through 60
Seasons
of Doctor Who.
50.
I think it would make everybody understand this shit better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, because
the paradox has to be created for it to happen. So she wouldn't already remember her visiting as a child until she's done it. But once she's done it, once she's flashed into her child brain once or twice, now it's a memory she has as an adult, even if she didn't understand what was happening as a child.
The original timeline is pruned.
Or branched, because now no one's pruning them. Loki's keeping them all.
Oh, that's right. That bastard Loki.
So, yeah, but it would branch off into the one with the paradox, and then it's really not a paradox because the way she did it. She didn't affect time or future. Like, she didn't give the child any information that would fuck up the flow of time at all. So there was no paradox created.
She's not like, invest in Apple.
No, there was none of that. No, like, this is a list of the World Series for the rest of your life.
The Giants win the Super Bowl, but I'm not sure which year, so just bet everything you have every year.
Well, because she's old as dirt. She's a couple 100 years old.
Nice.
Yeah.
So she could have been stacking cash.
Money.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's fair. She might have, but
she made it sound like she did at one point when she was manipulating, knowing people's futures. And then the lady who lost her power is Gwyneth Paltrow manipulating the world and making a bunch of money off of skincare.
No.
No, I meant like there's a witch in the show that is very much making fun of Gwyneth Paltrow's goop line. Pretty blatantly, in a way that's like, you guys know she works for you, right? I guess she is aware of
that clip of her being like, am I even in Spider-Man Homecoming? It's like, yes, at the end.
That I actually understand. She's filming so much shit as the same character at like the same time.
They might not even tell her, all right, this is
then.
for this movie. You're just on the set. We're filming a bunch of stuff and we're going to use it for different things.
Or it said it on the script sides that they gave her the night before, and why the fuck does she care what title's at the top of the side? She just knows she's playing Pepper Potts.
I guess, but like, wouldn't you think that it would make you a better actor to be a fan of this franchise that you were actively taking part in?
I don't think it matters for her because she's not. There's not going to be a whole lot more of her. She's just collecting a check so she could put out more of her goop stuff.
I think she understood the role enough that she played it really well.
I'm not saying anything against that. I'm more pondering, like, what do you think the actual ratio of actors that never watch their own movies is?
I bet it's pretty
I don't know. You're always reading about actors saying that they don't watch their own movies because they can't really watch themselves.
Yeah, but even one of the older guys that's in the Marvel movies, I don't remember if it's not Bridges because he watches his movies.
Brolin?
Kurt Russell?
Maybe it might have been
Michael
Douglas.
I don't watch any of
But they were even saying that, like, normally I don't like watching my performances, but so much of it's done in post that these are interesting to see after the fact. I forget which older actor it was, but one of them did express, like, yeah, normally I don't go, but these ones it's actually fun because I get to see all the shit I could never see while we were on set. It's none
This
of it's
says here
there.
Michael
They're just
Douglas
faking it.
is not a fan of watching his own movies.
I think it was him then. I think he said, like, the Marvel movies are one of the few things that I do enjoy. Like, I don't get forced into it contractually. I don't get dragged to a red carpet because they want it to be an Oscar contender. I get to go. I get to go see a thing I did that I didn't get to feel or see while I was there. I had to just rely on a director and good actors, and then I get to see ants running next to me and shit. So I could see that being true for maybe a lot of them. I don't know if, like, Tom Cruise doesn't watch his movies,
he's a
right?
very big freak. He strikes me as someone who's just like, hey, I don't watch my movies, friend.
Yeah, he's nuts. But I'm sure a lot of those people don't and do. Like, Hemsworth's kids are into it. I think that's why he said he watches them all years ago.
I don't know. It's just it would be interesting to be like, have people be fans of your work, and then when they like try to reference it to you, you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't watch my movies.
That's fair. I also think usually, though, when you're referencing a character someone played, unless you're talking to fucking Mark Hamill, like, you're not spanning 20 years of their work and, like, 9 projects. Usually when you're like, hey, man, I loved when you were that guy, they're like, I remember the 8 weeks I shot as that guy. Now I can dig in and play along. Like, I think when you're a Marvel character that's shooting post-credit scenes and fucking crossover scenes and multiple movies and shit, it would get easier just to be. I think it'd be more like asking you, like, which Tuesday last year did you meet that old lady named Martha that dropped? Like, you'd be like, I don't know, but I know I remember that, but I couldn't tell you
Martha, wonderful
the
woman.
details were. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I think at a certain point when you're playing a character like a day job, it would get hard. Even Downey, I bet if you brought up specific scenes like banal minutia, like we love to him, he'd be like, yes, very good. I do remember doing that, but
yes, I do.
And then he'd get away and be like, yeah.
Hey, Iron Man, do you like take a shit in that suit when you're flying?
Did they go from not being able to insure you to letting you drive a race car? Is that how that played out? Is that how well your movie did? Your comeback in Hollywood was so good that you went from not being insurable to let's let him drive an F-100 car?
Yep. That's the power of Marvel, baby.
Man.
That's how well he did.
Did we talk about the Captain America trailer?
Oh,
I don't think so, because
I saw the newer trailer.
You should watch it right now.
I saw the teaser from months ago.
there's
but I
a
haven't
new
seen
one.
Watch
the
it
new one
right
from,
now.
like,
Watch it on mute on your screen, and we'll talk about it live.
They show,
When
they
this
show
comes out
more
3
Red Hulk,
weeks from now.
right?
Yeah.
Talking Red Hulk.
Talking. Oh my God.
You mentioned,
The one from 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
2 minutes and 38 seconds?
you mentioned Mark Hamill, and I'm looking at his IMDb, and it's, gosh, Darren, it's so big. It's so,
Oh yeah.
so much.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of guy that if you went up to him and you were like, hey, remember that one time you did this in the thing I love? He's probably a good enough dude to play along, but he'd probably be playing
Hey kid,
along.
I do remember when I was Skips on regular show.
I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
most of his listing is voice work, but
Yeah.
God, that's the fucking life, I imagine.
He said it
Voice
almost
work?
killed him, but yeah. Yeah, because he got so fat and unhealthy because he didn't have to be anywhere or on screen anywhere. And, like,
That's the life.
he really he credits the same conversation that Carrie Fisher threw a fit about, God bless her, as, like, saving him. Because Star Wars told both of them when they invited him back, like, listen, you're both invited back, but not as fat old people. You're the Skywalkers. You both need to lose weight. You're going to be leading an army, and you're an ex-Jedi. And Hamill had to cut, like, a lot of fucking weight. and she only had to cut like 30 pounds, and she threw a fit publicly about it. And it was like, no, they were throwing you an olive branch. You didn't audition. They didn't make you come back. They could have just CGI'd your ass. They didn't need you at all.
I have to go now. My planet needs
me. Yeah. Their requirement being that you look as close to what you looked like when you played the character 40 years ago that's not an insane ask. They didn't say like you have to get to a specific weight or anything like that. I don't even think. They were just like, you guys got to come in looking like healthy. You can't look like you just retired from doing pills for 40 years.
Oh my god! And they didn't say that to Harrison Ford.
No, because the motherfucker stayed in shape the whole time. He stayed a leading man or like an actor an active dude who was playing his role. But even Harrison Ford obviously got in better shape to play Ross than he did to be on Shrinking. Like, he obviously lost all that muscle and quit going to the gym when he didn't have to. He was more
jacked to play Indy than he was the dude in that one where they made the dog CGI for some reason.
Yeah.
That was weird times when they for movies during the pandemic.
This was fun.
It does look good.
Did you get to the part at the end? With the Rulk?
Yeah. It's over. Yeah.
Yeah. He talks, right? He turns and talks.
I didn't get to hear the talking. I saw it, and
it looks fun.
Cool.
I saw it. I forgot what movie I saw. I saw a trailer. We've seen a few movies lately. Most
I saw
recently,
Beetlejuice.
How was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
I'm not a huge Beetlejuice the original guy.
Okay.
But
I'm a huge Beetlejuice the cartoon guy.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I remember that as well. That's one of those shows where it's like that had like 45 seasons, right? And it's like, no, it had one season of 13 episodes, but you just remember it different because you was a kid.
I think it's like 227 episode seasons.
But
yeah, and it's good.
Yeah, it is good. The sequel to the movie was weird because like it was weird that they had the character from Jeffrey Jones, noted pedophile Jeffrey Jones, who played the dad in the original, as a presence in the movie.
Oh, he was a spirit, like a ghost?
No, so like they're like, hey, where's Charles or whatever, and they use a little claymation to explain that he was in a plane crash. He survived the plane crash, but then got bitten in half by a shark. And then the rest of the movie, every time they're in like the underworld, you just see him fucking walking around with like a huge bite out of the top part of his torso. And he's just like a bloody, pulsating fucking... Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
they have a whole funeral for him. They play the sad Tally Me Badana song. They play a sad version of the "Call Mr. Taliban, Tally Me Banana," but it's like a sad choir funeral version.
Have any of you have you seen the Joker 2?
No, have you?
No,
I don't
like
want
myself.
to. I didn't really love the first, and then when I saw the second was coming out, I didn't have much interest. And then it got really panned, though, apparently.
Well, it got drubbed.
Yeah.
I think because a lot of people were like, it's a musical, even though they've been saying it's a musical for fucking years now.
I genuinely don't think that's what the critics' issues were, or Tim Dillon, who was in it, who said they were all standing around on set talking about how hard it was going to bomb. Or Joaquin and Lady Gaga laughing through the interview on the red carpet because they know what people are about to see. Dude, no, it's supposed to be like maybe the worst thing ever made. It's supposed to be worse than
The Room.
Whoa.
I think it's like Room bad, where it's just like tone deaf and doesn't mean anything.
Then he's like, I'm not the Joker. I renounce my Joker ways.
The first one, at least, like, I didn't like it as a Joker movie, but it was a good movie about a psycho.
Sure. I don't know.
Like, it was a fine movie. It wasn't the worst thing
You know
I'd
what?
ever spent time
I'll give
watching.
you that. Yes.
Yeah.
Just like, for example, Man of Steel. Man of Steel was a good movie. It was not a good Superman movie.
Yeah, exactly. But apparently the second one is just like not even a good way to sit on the couch. Like, just don't watch it. Apparently it's really fucking bad. I saw a movie you did see, Matt.
What'd you
saw
think
Saturday
of
night. I liked it. They made up a lot of shit for being as close to they were to the actual people.
But the casting and the acting in that was fucking top notch.
Phenomenal, and the movie's really good. But making it out to where Milton Berle did that to Chevy,
But apparently,
that's fucking insane.
He did do that a lot. He whipped his dick out.
He'd whip his dick out all the time, but he wouldn't do it to like cuck a guy in front of his date.
Milton Berle?
Yeah, they made Milton out to be a piece of shit to like make a point, and then they also made Chevy out to be the asshole he was later on.
But he was
then.
But
he wasn't yet. By like
it's a fictionalized version of the night.
I know, and like I said, I enjoyed it. But it's just weird that Reitman, who knows all of these people and grew up around them, was so willing to make like huge fucking leaps on the story of the actual night. They made Belushi out to be a fucking nut job. And that's verifiably not
in the
true.
Movie and just kind of unstable.
He's Fat Wolverine. He keeps growling at people. He's not acknowledging people with words. They made it look like he ran away and had a moment with Lauren where he came back. Like, they made up a bunch of shit about Belushi. That's crazy.
But the girl who played Gilda.
The thing about Aykroyd trying to fuck. She did great. The guy who played Aykroyd, the guy who played Chevy, they're killer. The guy who plays Mike, the head writer,
Al Franken,
eerie.
Billy Crystal.
Al Franken's good. Billy Crystal, the guy's impression is really good.
Nailed it.
They nailed it. But there's just weird shit they added, like making Belushi out to be that guy, or making Chet like they all were friends. They came from their previous job together.
Right.
Lawrence stole a whole team. And they make it out like on the first night.
I love how when that guy takes drugs and he starts to lose his shit, and then they're all like walking him through it, and Aykroyd's like, all right, we need to give him this. He's just,
Get him some amphetamines. We'll get you some amphetamines. You'll feel better, son.
I recommend it. I think it was a fun movie.
Where'd you watch it on?
The two realist stories. I stole it. The two realist stories in it are Garrett Morris was really perturbed about not knowing why he was there, and was the whole time, and felt like he was just a token black man. And I think the reason they stayed so true to that is that a family member
I don't think
was
he's
playing
related.
him.
He had the same last name, but I looked it up.
I've seen him talk about. I don't think it's his dad. I've heard him talk about it. I think they are related. I don't think he knew him very well or anything.
Because I looked it up, but I was like, that's gotta be.
I think it's the way Matt Myra's related to like what's his ass from Cheers. I think they're family members that maybe saw each other at like a reunion or two reunions, maybe met him or some shit. And then the Lorraine really was fucking terrified for like 2 years. She didn't know why she was included at all.
So,
but everything else seemed like a put on.
You know what I found weird? There were a couple of people like Lamar, the guy who played Garrett Morris. He was great. But there was the lady who played, and I don't know if she's related. I can't find any mention of it. But the lady who played the network censor, you know, who was her last name is Curtin, Catherine Curtin. But I don't know if she's related to Jane.
Maybe that could be. Yeah, maybe Jane has a sister. That lady's definitely not Jane's kid.
Well,
Jane's kid is somebody. One of Jane's daughters is an actress or something.
Yeah, I thought the movie was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it a lot, as an I.
I loved it, but I had to like Google shit because I've read the book about it, and I'm like pretty into that history. And immediately after it was done, I was like, that was great, but did Uncle Milty really do that? And then Googled it, and they were like, absolutely not. And I was like, okay, good. Did fucking Chevy and fucking Belushi have a fist fight? Oh, absolutely not the first night.
Well, and that's
That
the
was
thing.
years
They
later.
just tried to capture the essence of the show, not just the first night, even though that's what the movie was about.
Yeah, but they made it like Lauren was having a meltdown all by himself in this room full of people. And like the only accurate relationship I think they showed with Lauren
Rosie?
was his weird wife. Yeah, because that was a weird thing he had his whole life. And their relationships portrayed pretty accurately. But like them trying to act like Lauren was having a meltdown all by himself, like they were a team of people. Like they all worked together really well until they didn't. So I think that lost a little bit of the narrative. I think it would have been just as good if they portrayed it as like a bunch of people hustling to do this impossible thing. And they did find out, and Johnny did make that phone call. And like a lot of it's true. Like some of the juiciest parts of the shit are true. So it was weird to make him Fat Wolverine. It was weird to make Chevy a competitive dick before he was.
Well, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But it made for a better story. The guy who...
I know, that's what I mean. I don't know if it did. I think like the Milton Berle thing made for a better story because it gave it some drama to having his girlfriend there and the pressure
Well,
he
they
was about
used
to be put
him
under.
as a means to knock Chevy down a few notches because he became pretty arrogant at some point.
Well, yeah, later on. Well, when he quit after, because that was the other thing. They acted like Lauren panicked and gave him Weekend Update. Like, no, Chevy was the star of the show. It was in contract that he was going to say the intro to the show every week, and he was going to do the news segment. He was going to be in most of the sketches because he was their big, handsome. Let's
So
penetrate America.
the guy who played Mitch, the guy who played Chevy Chase, is the dude who played the Riddler on Gotham. Yeah, Corey Michael Smith.
Oh fuck! I was really way off.
But his Chevy impression's incredible.
He's the weird skinny penguin, non-Italian
subtle.
penguin. I don't know if I can fucking handle this now, bro.
No, the Riddler. The
Riddler.
Did I say Penguin? My bad. He was a Riddler on Gotham.
But yeah, he's great. The guy who
Dylan
plays
O'Brien.
Aykroyd is also fucking crazy good at doing Aykroyd.
He was pretty spot on. Gilda was
just the
was
way
great.
you said get him the amphetamines.
Gilda was really great. It bummed me out that like Murray wasn't around. I get why, because he was, even though he wasn't paid that first year. They left pieces out, but like it's crazy that they included Mike to the extent they did, even though I know how important he is. Because no one remembers.
And J.K. Simmons plays Milton Berle.
Yeah,
dude, and J.K. Simmons as Milton Berle is another one that's like, holy shit, what? That's been there in front of my face the whole time. He was a hairpiece and glasses away from being Milton fucking Berle. Me and my buddy had to like pause and rewind because we were laughing really hard for no reason when he showed up on screen. I was like, "That's Uncle Milty! Holy shit, that's J.K. Simmons!"
You watch this on, Jake?
Pop program at my buddy's.
Let's see
house.
who else was in.
I genuinely don't know.
There was another person that was. Damn it, I can't remember.
The guy who played Lauren's pretty good, but not.
Hello, welcome to my show.
He didn't talk like that too much. He talked like he had a basic New England accent.
There's like one or two scenes where he kind of turns it on. But it seemed like maybe early in production they told him like you didn't nail it, so we're just gonna have you not do it.
Let's see. The guy who played George Carlin, I like that actor. Matthew Reese.
Oh yeah, and they've confirmed that those stories are mostly 100% true. He did refuse to do the high school reunion. He admitted before he died that he was too high to get on stage, and that the Aykroyd massaging his jaw thing's pretty close to the truth. Because he was terrified. He talked about it a little bit before he died. So that's what I mean. A lot of the best beats in the movie are true. And it seemed like for Reitman, who knew all those people and the intricacies of all those stories for real, it seems like he would have been able to make it just as good, or maybe even more heartwarming if he would have shown it that all these people were friends.
Brad Garrett was good. The guy who played Paul Schaefer looked great.
The thing where, like, dude, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd playing Paul Schaefer. Aykroyd trying to fuck all the girls in the same day to, like, bum out Lorraine is, like, a weird addition that's not true.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I was surprised that there were no cameos. I was a little bit surprised that you didn't have Aykroyd walking through as, like, a lighting guy, or Jane Curtin wasn't the makeup lady, or Lorraine, especially Lorraine's unrecognizable. I'm surprised Lorraine wasn't in it. Why do you think they did that? I don't know, but it's weird because, again, Reitman has access. It might be that a lot of them didn't like the script. None of them are portrayed very accurately or well. Like, all of their worst attributes of that 10-year period of their life is squeezed into one story when they were all at their best. So maybe that's why none of them wanted to be in it. But it'd be weird for Reitman to not get cameos from all those people that he got cameos from for fucking Ghostbusters. Yeah, when he's telling their life story, like, it was that stood out to me. That none of them
he made
in
that a conscious choice. It's just like, you can't be in it because it's about you. It's artistic integrity or some shit.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you see the makeup lady's face for 1.5 seconds when it goes away. So that could have been Jane or Lorraine, just doing the handwork and talking the girl down before she went out on stage. Or, like, they could have had small cameos in the background where they didn't even need to be big speaking.
I don't think they could have got something from Chevy without him wanting to hijack the movie.
I don't think anyone would have invited Chevy. I don't think that was part of the equation I was talking about. I was talking about Dan and Jane and Lorraine and Al
Jim
Franken
Belushi.
And
why didn't they let Jim Belushi play John Belushi?
Because he's old as fuck.
Because they wanted it to be good.
Have you ever seen K-9?
K-9 is the one thing he did that I will stand behind.
Destiny?
Honestly, like, Mr. Destiny sucks. K-9 and According to Jim, I think, are defendable. And everything else he's ever done is bad. Principal's okay.
Oh, and K911.
There's a
Vice City or whatever. Yeah, dude.
Is he in those?
He juiced those
looked
fucking plums for all that they were worth. Those K9.
Oh.
What's the third? It's like K911.
Why do you hate him?
Never forget.
Yeah, tell us, Jake.
He just sucks. He's really not good in most things, and he got by on people being like, maybe he'll be as good as his brother.
Red Heat.
Another shot.
Guy. He was good in Red Heat. Yeah, he still works with Aykroyd. They were doing a weed thing for a while. He had his own, like, weed show.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he was doing his own weed thing, and then he got Aykroyd to agree on signing off on using Blues Brothers for the joint section of the company.
And then
yeah, Aykroyd likes money.
Also,
and not
buy
working.
my vodka that's in a skull.
Yeah, watch me chain smoke and talk about aliens.
Duck break, kid. Use the bucket of... Get drunk on me. Use the bucket of ice to ice down your marbles.
That video of him chain smoking in a high back chair for an hour and a half and talking about aliens is, like, maybe my favorite thing on YouTube.
No.
You've never seen it, Mitch? It's like an hour and a half. They call it a documentary where these two, like, Canadian college kids just sit down with a camera and let Dan Aykroyd chain smoke and tell them about aliens for an hour and a half.
Christ. What is it called?
It's so
on
great.
Aliens?
I don't know. Let me see if I can find it on my phone.
Aykroyd. After Dark.
Let's see. Recently, I've seen a couple of movies, but I don't think they're movies that you all would be into.
Tell us, did you see Wicked?
I did see Wicked.
I knew you would. You're one for a musical.
I
What does this say, Jake?
Unplugged
Dan
on
Aykroyd
UFOs.
Dan Aykroyd unplugged on UFOs.
We're gonna do a commentary track for that.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Put it on the Patreon.
I did see Wicked, and
Okay, tell me
I've
about
listened
it.
to the soundtrack almost repeatedly.
And it's him looking like that.
He's got hair.
He's just chain smoking the whole time, doing like these kind of poses, being very serious about aliens.
Yeah, I mean, when Blues Brothers 2000 bombs as hard as it does, you just gotta blame the aliens.
He's been into that shit forever. There's a line about it in SNL or in Saturday Night.
But
you liked Wicked?
Loved Wicked.
Have you seen the play?
3 times.
Have you read the book? I didn't know it
No.
was based off of a book.
Yeah, Gregory Maguire. I've never read the book. My family went to see Wicked a couple months ago when it was in town, and that was my 3rd time. I love the story. I think it's a really good story.
What is the story? Tell us what the story is of Wicked, because I don't think I'm gonna experience it.
Oh no. It's about the Wicked Witch and the Good Witch being
It's
fucking
more than
sisters.
that. Honestly, it's oddly pertinent to what's going on today.
Well, tell us, because I don't know if I will be. I don't pick up on lessons in movies on account of me being dull.
The story's about all right. It reminds me of the Anne Rice book Memnoch the Devil, which I don't know if you read, but the story.
I don't read books.
Yeah, that's fair. The story's about
unless it's the novelization of Batman Forever.
It's the origin of the Wicked Witch, and her and Glinda were roommates at Shiz University.
At which university?
Shiz University is what
Is
it's
that
called.
a counterpoint to Oz? Like you, Oz State, bitch.
Well, no.
No, I went to Shiz A&M.
So she's green, and everyone's afraid of her because she's different looking. Her dad hated her because he resented that she was the way she is, and her younger sister is handicapped. Well, anyway, she takes
the one that they crush with the house in the next movie.
Yeah,
she's a handy.
Yeah,
God.
She's in a wheelchair. So she, Elphaba, the Wicked Witch. She is. She's not even supposed to go to Shiz, but as a result of something that happens, she shows off her powers, and Michelle Yeoh sees this and's like, "Oh, we need to get this girl as a student." So anyway,
she got wicked magic.
What ends up, long story short, she ends up going to Oz to meet the wizard, and she wants the wizard to fix this inequity that's happening around the land where animals had been residents like anybody else. They spoke, they had jobs, they did everything. And there's a movement to get rid of animals from society and put them in cages and make them into what we would think is animals. And it's the wizards behind that, but she doesn't know it. And what happens is she finds out, and she's advocating for like these disenfranchised people. And as a result of disagreeing with the wizard, they villainize her and they call her wicked, and she's cast out, and that's her story.
Oh shit! So she's like a political prisoner.
Yeah. So it's a 2-part movie. The second part will come out next year, and that'll be the second act for anyone that's seen the play, the show.
Oh shit!
But
all right. So wait a minute.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of animal like kind of slavery and shit. They want to put these animals into bondage.
Well, they want to put them into, what we would say is the rightful place of animals. Like one of her professors is a goat, played by Peter Dinklage, and he starts telling them about what's happening around the land, and the kids are like, whatever, and she's like, whoa, this is terrible. What are you talking about? And he's talking about how all these different animals around around the land are starting to lose their ability to speak, and that they're losing their jobs, and all these things are happening to them, and they're regressing to just basic animals. So she's advocating for that, and as a result, they're like, well, she's not on board, so we need to say she's wicked, and then they put all this stuff on Fox News, and that's all. No.
The Wicked Witch of the West wants to use the money to fix the roof. To fix the roof.
But I, me being a fan of musicals, I fucking love the soundtrack. So we've all been listening to it regularly on a daily basis.
In Tampa, we had to walk through the theater parking lot to get to where we'd have lunch, and we did see two women coming out at like 1 p.m. No, but just screaming the songs at the top of their lungs at each other in the parking lot. It was terrifying.
No.
Enjoy. I thought you were meant they were like fucking.
You know what it is? It's very empowering, especially for women, because I feel so, because she grows. She grows
animals.
up different. And is afraid to just embrace who she really is and accept herself. And as a result of what she has to go through, she realizes her true potential and power. And it's really liberating at the end. I dig it. I dig it a lot. I don't know if the second part's going to be as good. Mostly because the first act of the play is the better act musically. So I'm a little worried about the second part, but there's a couple of good songs. We'll see what happens.
Do you think they're going to add more songs for the sake of trying to make it as good, or trying to outdo the first part?
So they didn't add. I don't recall them adding any new songs. The thing about the movie compared to the show is that they have to fill in certain gaps that shows will create for the sake of time and set. Right, but in a movie, you can do whatever the hell you want because you have as much time as you need. The movie clocks at about 160 minutes. So
it's over 2 hours.
2
hours 40 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, it feels it a little bit, but I don't think they add too much to the movie, and anything that they do add makes sense to me. Jeff Goldblum's in it; he plays the wizard.
Nice.
Ariana Grande is pretty great.
Yes, wizard. Yes.
So yeah, I would recommend it to anyone that likes musicals.
Hey, isn't in the book? Don't they do like a big animal orgy?
I've never read the book, so I don't know.
That's what I've been hearing. I've been piecing together this controversy through memes.
Oh, well, that might be in the director's cut or the porn version of it.
But no, like you were talking about all the animals, how they like get to, they're people basically.
But they're not even, that's the thing. That's kind of like the underlying story, but that's not even the main part of the movie. You don't really see too many animals in the movie. You do see the cowardly lion, but I don't know if you really know it's the cowardly lion until later.
If only someone would invite me to the orgy. Well, I just need some courage, he tells you.
He's a little cub. Or kitten or whatever.
How long?
That's sweet.
How long is this before?
Yeah, what's the prequel? Like, is this?
So that's an interesting question. I don't know. In the second act, I don't know how much time has passed. I think about a year or so, or maybe less. And they make mention in the second act, the Wicked Witch of the East dies. She's not the Wicked Witch. She's just somebody that people in Munchkin Land hate.
That's the one that Dorothy lands the house on.
Yes.
And she's the one that was in the wheelchair?
Yes.
Damn, Dorothy, you killed.
She killed Andy. Yeah.
And took her shoes.
And took her fucking shoes. Yeah, no, I liked the movie. I thought the chemistry was apparent between the main girls, and I thought it was funny. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's too much singing for you.
I feel like that
That would
movie
be-
would probably
Yeah,
be
yeah.
What's
too
the
much
song
singing
per
for
minute?
me.
What do you think?
Um,
Is it like Les Miserables, where every piece of dialogue is in a song?
no, or Hamilton. It's not like that at all. Let's see. There's 12 songs, 57 minutes. One of them's a bus track. It's about 50 minutes of music, of singing.
Do they do the songs in their entirety in the movie, or they kind of like medley them?
Oh no, they do it out, man. It's just like the show, but bigger. It was good. I can't wait to see it again. In fact, I'm not gonna lie. I found this website where you can watch movies that are kind of still in the theater. And before we got on and recorded, I watched about 20 minutes of Wicked. So, yeah.
Is this a questionably
Nice.
legal website, Matthew?
I don't know. I'm gonna say no. It's totally legal. I just,
'cause that's what I was thinking too.
I just won't say what it is, but I'll put it in the chat. And then I also saw Moana 2, and I want to recommend Moana 2, but in 4D.
4D, so that's gonna spray water in your face and shit.
A little bit of water, the chairs shake, air compressors shoot air at different times, lights in the theater do stuff at lightning. It was an amazing, fun experience.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
Nice.
like we saw it in DC.
This kind of ties into what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because that 4D experience sounds like it's way too fucking overwhelming for me. To have water spritz in my face.
Just
and
a
the
little
chairs
bit, not a
move around?
lot, not a lot. The chairs moving around is a lot.
Did anyone sing in your viewing of Wicked?
We went to an early showing. And there were a good
Like
amount
early in its run or early in the day?
early in the day. Maybe early in its run as well. I think it came out the weekend we went, and I got an early ticket. There wasn't too much singing in the movie in the theater.
Okay, because this has been the big hot button issue on the internet. This is kind of like the new age version of the flappy seats versus the recliners. But there was a sign that went viral that was just like, hey, everyone's seeing Wicked. We are glad that you are enjoying Wicked, but please don't sing during the movie and be respectful of other people who are watching the movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
And a lot of people were like, yeah, that makes sense. But then there's a bunch of people that are like, well, I want to fucking sing. And if you don't let me sing, I'm going to fucking take you down, Cinemark, or whatever.
Yeah.
Where do you guys fall on this?
They wouldn't let him sing at the Broadway show.
Yes,
Why the fuck
I know,
would they
but
be?
like, and I'm not saying this. Please have a fucking showing of Wicked or whatever musical. Yeah, like
Alamo does.
exactly.
I
Do
saw it at
Rocky
the
Horror
Alamo.
Picture shows. Do Rocky
Alamo has showtimes
Yes.
though where they
That's
say
what I'm
like
saying.
it's
We
a
didn't go to
single.
one.
Rocky Horror style, Rocky
Right.
Horror Picture Show style, but everyone who's like, I have the right, because now The Rock's like, yeah, well, maybe you should be able to fucking sing in the theater, and it's like, shut up, Rock. I don't know, man. I don't.
Yeah, you watch
I
movies
will.
at home.
I will say that Moana 2. If you like Moana 2 is good. I think the music from Moana 1 is better. However, if anyone's a fan of Lin-Manuel Miranda, you cannot escape it in Moana 2. Like, you definitely hear his writing in all the songs.
Oh.
And if you're familiar with
Perhaps.
his music, I mean, he's done a lot of movie stuff. We saw Hamilton recently, last couple months, and it's an incredible feat what they do. But it's also got a very specific style, and some people might not jive with it.
I heard that. You got Lin-Manuel Miranda overdose.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's talented. but you know, he's a little.
He's got a style.
Yes, he's consistent in his style. Let's say that.
Hey, we should all be so lucky, you know?
Yeah.
I like when he's
Yeah,
Gizmo Duck.
We're still watching that. My family's still watching DuckTales. Yeah, they dig it.
Hell yeah.
I dig it. I think it's fucking great. I can't get enough of it. Same.
No, I wish there were more.
Same.
Cowards.
We're up to the part where, well, we're in second season, and we're getting close to where they're gonna go to the Della Duck stuff. Yeah, I'm excited.
Nice.
For that.
Speaking of Ben Schwartz, is Sonic
December
this weekend or
20th.
next week?
I'm so excited to
2
see
weeks.
3
it.
weeks.
Dude, have you seen the newest trailer for it?
I don't think I've seen a new
It's
one.
got
Maybe.
Jim Carrey as both Dr. Ivo Robotnik and
his
his
dad.
grandfather,
Grandfather.
Gerald Robotnik.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
seen that one.
I mean, I think there was one that just came out on Thanksgiving.
I watch a lot of Paramount
So you probably have
shows.
seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I am so excited for Sonic. Is he going? It's the first Sonic was released the same weekend as Morbius, I believe. The second Sonic was released the same weekend as what was it? I don't know. And now this one's being released the same time as like Craven. So it's just like Sonic is the angel of death for the Sony superhero movies. Yeah, dude.
Nice.
I can't wait to see Keanu Reeves as Shadow. I'm really excited to see more Knuckles, especially after watching the show.
Yeah, I hope Adam Pally's in the movie a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, it looks like they're starting to get to. There's so many CGI characters in the Sonic crew now that they have less and less need for Marsden and Tom and Maddie, Pally. I want to see where the old weird farmer guy is, the one that holds up the sign that says Blue Devil in the beginning or in the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See what he's up to.
But yeah, man, I am so excited. I got
yeah, that'll be fun.
Keanu Reeves.
We should go see it. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the second one though. Is that?
Oh, you should watch
Is
it.
that really
I think
good?
it's on Paramount.
Oh, we lost Mitch. Oh,
It is really good. He's back.
the second one was really
did I
good.
Hey, Mitch.
Second one was really good.
Yeah.
All right.
Second one is extremely good. You get more characters.
You get
It's more
Knuckles.
fun.
You get Knuckles saying that Sonic, I have just been informed that there are sprinkles for the ice cream. I love that line. That line always cracks me up.
So when does Tails come in?
Tails is already in it. Tails is the post-credit scene in
On the first.
number 1, sir.
That's right.
1.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
I
then
just- Oh wow.
Shadow's post-credits for 2, and now he'll be in the next one.
I just did a search for just what's coming out, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't know if this is real, but I guess it is. There's a Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow movie coming out?
Right. That's the new James
Some
Gunn.
point.
That's 2026. Okay. New Jurassic
There
World.
also Creature Commandos premiered.
Yeah. Yeah, he posted about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be soon, right? That's next
What?
year,
Creature
2025.
Commando. I think that's
No,
sooner.
dude, the
Creature
first 2
Commandos.
episodes are out today.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I might watch that after this.
Yeah. First episode date, December 5th.
And the second one as well.
All right. Cool.
Holy shit.
The Mandalorian and Grogu. They're going to be coming
Ooh,
out.
that's going to be a movie.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat 2. Oh, I'm into that.
Me too. Are they going to have that Cole guy from the first one in it still?
I hope so.
What about live action Lilo and
I don't know how I
Stitch?
feel about these Disney live action remakes.
How to Train
I don't either, but if it's
How to
going to be a
Train
bunch of
Your
cool
Dragon
aliens,
looks
I'm
cool.
into it.
Live action.
There's
Nice.
that Mufasa prequel. That's the one that Sonic 3 is going to kill.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
Who
it
the
will
fuck-
kill that.
Yeah. Everything the light touches is your
Ooh,
kingdom.
28 years later, that could be fun. Zootopia 2. I don't know if you guys ever saw Zootopia, but if you have
Love Zootopia.
I was gonna say if you haven't, you should watch that movie.
I watched it ad nauseum with my niece when she was a couple of years younger.
It's a fun movie.
Really is, man.
Ooh, Thunderbolts.
Got a good message to it too.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that. Let's see. May 2026 is the Avengers Doomsday.
Oh yeah. Now, do we think he's going to be a Stark variant, or is he just going to be Victor Von Doom?
It says Doctor Doom, but I don't think he's going to be the right. I don't think he's going to be the right Doom. Personally,
He's going to be Tony Stark.
I don't know. Maybe he'll be like some kind of Doom bot or
Ooh,
something.
Doombot.
I think he'll be a variant of
You
Tony
think?
that is Victor Von Doom. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, did you guys, since the last time we have broadcasted, all those charges got dropped against Jonathan Majors as well.
Oh. Yeah, but I
So-
think Disney's still done with him.
Of course. I mean, I think they've already made it pretty publicly known that Kang went, he pulled what's Richie Cunningham's brother? Chuck Cunningham. He took,
Yeah, he went
Yep.
upstairs with his basketball.
never to be seen again.
Ooh, they're making a Masters of the Universe movie.
Is that He-Man?
It is.
Yeah.
Didn't they tease that they were going to do
Oh.
a G.I. Joe at the end of the
When the
most
fu-
recent Transformers Rise of the Beast movie? What
Something, yeah.
I've done.
And then when the fuck do we get into the
Oh, it's pushed
Spider-Verse
back,
3?
dude.
Oh, I don't know, but there's another there's a No Way Home sequel that's listed here for July 2026. Untitled Spider-Man sequel.
Yeah.
Untitled,
makes sense.
man.
Star Wars New Jedi Order.
Weren't they gonna do, like, I've heard so much shit, like they're gonna do a new trilogy like with old Rey,
Oh.
and then it's like the new trilogy. Every time I hear about a new trilogy of Star Wars, it's been canceled. It gets announced, and then like the Rian Johnson trilogy canceled.
No, it's not. He's supposed to do it after he's done with Glass Onion.
I don't
He's
think
still
they
in
will
talks
let
with
him.
There is another Knives Out mystery that's going to come 25 next year, Ryan Johnson. Have you guys seen the other Knives Out movie, like Knives Out and Glass Onion?
I have not seen either of them.
Yeah, Knives Out's really good.
I like
Glass
them both.
Onion's pretty good. I do too. The second one's just not as good at actors or characters.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's got a way different vibe, right? But the first one was way cool, just because it was a different kind of whodunit. You know, I liked it. I also like Daniel
Yeah, it was
Craig as that character, a gay detective.
A gay guy.
Like kind of like a
it's
flamboyant, more so Hercule Poirot without the mustache.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. What about shows? We got Severance coming soon. Holy shit!
Month and
On
10
Apple,
days.
we watched the show. That is fucking crazy.
What is?
Disclaimer.
What's it called?
It's crazy.
Oh, I've heard
What,
that's
what
crazy.
makes it crazy, fellas?
I can't say that. You're just gonna have to watch it. It's got a great cast.
Yeah, my sister acted like she'd
I
spoil
don't
it
want
if
to
she told
do
me.
it.
What if I just Wikipedia it right now?
You could. Kate Blanchett and Kevin Kline. And
Whoa.
and she
It's like
produces
this show
it.
then?
It's a little bit of a roller coaster as far as who you're rooting for and what's going on. It's really good. I would recommend it. Apple TV definitely is where it's at. I know that's a statement you made a long time ago, but I'm on board.
That was the old universe. That's not canon anymore, Matt.
No, now in this universe, Matt's the proprietor of Apple TV. Watched him. He is the watcher
I watched
now.
The Penguin, and you haven't. Me and Matt.
That Fly Me to the Moon movie on Apple TV
Is that the one
good.
about
the space race?
what?
Not the one where they pretend with Scarlett Johansson? That's the movie?
Yeah.
Is it a comedy?
Yeah.
That
It's Scarlett Johansson,
Yeah,
Channing
it looks
Tatum.
funny.
It's pretty good.
About to make a name for myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
That new Santa movie on Netflix with Jack Black's supposedly pretty good. It's a Farrelly Brothers movie.
Oh.
It's on Paramount Plus, and it's a single Farrelly
what?
movie.
It's a Farrelly sibling movie.
They're doing their own things more often now, but it's really good. I watched it. It's sweet. The kid who plays the little Gwengus plays a little Gwengus very well.
Yeah, I would check out Disclaimer. It's only about 7 episodes, roughly, maybe 8. It's good. I know you don't have an Apple though, do you, Mitch?
No.
Jake does.
The Instigators is really good on Apple. It's the Matt Damon, Casey Affleck movie.
Saw trailers for that.
That was really well done. Really well done.
I'm just not watching too much right now. We watched a few movies. I've watched a few shows. We keep Ted Lasso kind of on repeat. Speaking of Apple.
I've been watching that new show Tracker. I watched Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that came out
months ago. I watched The Irrational.
What's Tracker? That's
fun.
Justin Hartley. Green Lantern.
Yeah, it's good. It's
or
network
Green Arrow.
good.
Excuse me. He was.
Oh, Jake, your new favorite show, Matlock, that you're definitely allowed to watch.
I was told I'd be fired, but
He's not the
I
boss
still
of
have my
you
job.
on this podcast.
he told me I'm just not allowed to enjoy reimagining. So every week I have to tell him one thing about the episode I
you
didn't
should
care for.
That's terrible.
I know it's emotional terrorism.
That's
He's
emotional
just-
terrorism.
But the new Matlock's very good. I like it a lot. I like St. Dennis Medical.
Oh,
more
that's
than I
that
can
new
express
Mecky
with
Leaper
words.
show.
Yeah, that's David Allen Greer would love it being referred to as that
Didn't
new
he write
Mecky
it?
Leaper show. Did he? I didn't know he wrote it. He's like one of the main cast. It's Dag, 3 names from Reno 911. Josie McCleary
Wendy
Sheldon.
McClendon.
Sheldon
Mom from the
McCleary.
Goldbergs.
What's her fucking name?
Covey.
Wendy McClendon
Wendy
Cleary. Yeah.
McClendon
What's her
Covey, I
name?
think it is.
Wendy Golden Chicken Nugget.
Whatever. It's her, David Allen Greer, and Mecky is like the leads in a medical comedy. Very good. I started Interior Chinatown today.
That?
That's that new Hulu series with Jimmy O Yang and Ronnie Chang and every other Asian actor you've ever liked.
Simu Liu.
Yes. I believe he's in it. Diana Lynn, Archie Cow, Zima.
So
Chloe
wait, what's St.
Bennett.
Dennis on? Is that on Peacock?
It's an NBC show, so you should be able to watch it on Peacock.
I believe it is Peacock.
Catch it on the cock.
It is Peacock. And it's fun.
Cock.
The Irrational's the one with the dad from The Flash. What's his name? Jesse L. Martin.
Joe. Okay.
Jesse L. Martin, who you like.
I don't
from
like him from musicals. I didn't know him from musicals. It was told to me that he was on musicals. I had no idea when we first started watching. It was
Oh,
Baker.
you know what? I think it was Baker. But his show about him being...
Oh, he's like a detective or...
he's a rationalist in a college who
Right,
helps
that's
a
right.
bunch of detectives.
I saw that
And it's
trailer
pretty
for
fun for a week. Yeah, for a weekly
Okay.
bad show. It's
I want to check
perfect.
out that St. Dennis, though. That looks fun. We need a show to watch, Ez and I.
Abbott Elementary can't stop killing it. George and Mandy's first
is
wedding is pretty funny in like a very... Yeah, they're going out of their way to shoot it like it's 1992 and have laugh tracks and lighting, and it very much looks like a fucking TGI F lineup show. Like it's I think like what they're doing has to be lost on kids just even a little younger than me and Mitch.
Now, is everybody from Young Sheldon, other than the dad and Sheldon, on the show? Oh,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Coach is getting good usage because they're all written different. Instead of it being like a dramedy, it's very much a
Wait,
sitcom.
what is this? This is the Young Sheldon spinoff that happens before the Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
Sheldon's at college now, and
it's
his
the
dad's
Gang
dead.
Bang Theory?
It's George and Mandy's first wedding. George, his 17-year-old brother, knocks up the local
Yeah, he
weather
did that
girl.
on Young Sheldon.
Right, but that is what the spinoff's about. They have a life together with
Joni
the
loves
kid
Chachi.
that he put in her,
Cinematic universe,
and they're living with her parents, and her dad is Will Sasso, and her mom's also
Annie
a very
Potts is
funny
great on that
actress.
show.
Annie Potts is confusing. I've never wanted to bang an old
She
lady.
looks
so much.
great. She does. She looks great.
And she's got the attitude.
Ghostbusters, what do you
she's
want?
like more. Have you
Nope.
watched
Oh, you're
Young
missing
Sheldon,
out.
Mitch? I'm telling you, your dick will twitch for.
Yeah. It's a really
Annie Potts.
good show. We enjoyed it.
It's insane that it came from the minds of the people who did Big Bang Theory because it is so good and Big Bang Theory is so bad.
Hey, but Big Bang Theory made the money for him.
That's not even fair. Big Bang Theory is good for like 3 or 4 seasons, and then it jumped the shark in like 4
And I feel like
directions
Young
and got
Sheldon
bad.
kind of just got better. And the way they ended it was it was not gut wrenching, but it was hard.
It was heart plucked your heartstrings.
I cried.
I'm glad they had all those writing constraints put on them because so much of Sheldon's past had been discussed in Big Bang Theory that they had to keep true to it. So I'm glad they had to kill the dad, and George had to knock up some girl, and his mom had to almost have had an affair, and like just like the amount of like I think it helped that show keep getting better that they had writing constraints where they're like, we got to write a good story for George because we have to kill him soon.
Yeah, they did a good job of it, and they did a really good job. I like how at the end where he's in the funeral home, and they're having the funeral for the dad, and he wanted to speak, but then it was all in his head, and he never did it, and he never spoke about how he felt about his dad. Like I think they did a really good job handling the type of person that he was, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, they killed it. And they ended it on their own. They reached the end of the story and just stopped. Instead of keeping it being Young Sheldon without Sheldon or George there, they just decided to do a spinoff in a different tone.
And
Yeah.
Young Sheldon was like a dramedy, but this one's back to being like a comedy.
Yeah.
This is a comedy in a way that I haven't really seen a comedy on TV other than The Conners in 20 years. Like this is a real deal sitcom from when we were kids. This is Family Matters. This is Step by Step. This is more in line with that kind of TV making that they just don't. I don't think it's going to last because of it. I think it's lost on too many people that they're doing this cool throwback. I'm sure everybody our parents' age loves it, but I don't know if they
Yeah.
love the storylines. Yeah, like it's a cool thing they're doing. It's weird. It's fun. Will Sasso's very funny. They added a retard brother to her family to have like the weird uncle kind of
okay.
character in the house. Like it's formulaic in a way that is
Interesting.
comforting. Yeah.
When are they going to bring back Punky Brewster?
There's a whole episode where Mandy takes George to meet her friends, and they figure out that she got knocked up by a child, and that's like one of the funnier half an hours of a sitcom I've seen since like Workaholics.
What do you mean by a
It's
child?
very good. A 17-year-old knocked up a grown woman who was the weather reporter in that town.
When they met, he told her he was like 21, and she told
he could
him
drink.
that she was 23 or something, and she was 29,
22.
and he was 17.
Yeah. Cool.
And he knocks her up, and then they end up staying together, and then they get married, obviously.
Right, but there's jokes. There's a whole episode about him going to meet her friends that is fucking hysterical. It's very
I'll have to check
funny.
it out.
And the jokes are written like purposely tone deaf, like it's people in 92.
In Texas.
So she introduced, it's like when she introduces Georgie to her friend, and then Georgie runs off to play with her friend's son who was in the grade below him. He leaves, and then her buddy, Mandy's buddy's like, yeah, sometimes little Ricky's friends come around the house, and I can't help but look. And she's like, stop it. And then the girl's like, you married one.
This is George Cooper.
Georgie Cooper.
Georgie Cooper,
Yeah.
George Jr.
George Cooper died. He done died.
He died.
And Georgie used to run the gambling casino in the back of the laundromat with his Meemaw, Annie Potts, but they got busted by the cops, so now he's working at his father-in-law's tire shop.
And this is
Will
all
Sasso.
predicted in The Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, I mean, dude, The Big Bang Theory ran forever, and they had to explain Sheldon being weird constantly through like references to shit he went through in his childhood.
But
Although-
they hit every...
I was going to say, Missy grows up to look pretty fine in Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah, what's her name from Drew Carey's show, right?
Oh,
No, it's the lady from Workaholics.
I think so. I never watched that show.
It's the
Alice.
bitch boss from Workaholics. Alice. I've been loving the last season of What We Do in the Shadows.
it's the final season, yeah?
Well, how many seasons are there?
Yeah.
Hmm.
6,
That's cool.
maybe 8.
I
There's a
haven't
lot. It's
watched.
very good.
I've only seen the movie.
The show's so much better
Really?
than the movie.
You have to see the movie before
Yeah.
you...
I mean, that's a bold statement, kind of, isn't it?
No, it plays better as a show. Just like the mockumentary nature of it. They have to jam so much more into the movie in like a 3-act structure. Whereas they have 3-act structures to deal with each one of those issues. In the other one, it's just a better mockumentary joke
But
format.
the show doesn't really hinge much on the story of the movie, right?
Literally never. They show those characters
Really?
once.
Like Jermaine Clements shows up.
He shows up on the Vampiric Council. Like they're not important to the show. Like you never need to have seen the movie.
Jermaine
It's like MASH. They go back. They cover all the same shit in both.
MASH
things.
was a movie first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the other way around. The MASH movie makes sense, and the show drags on forever.
MASH was one of my. It is one of my favorite all-time shows. And the song actually is called "Suicide Is Painless," and you only hear the lyrics in the movie. And there's only 2 characters, I believe, that go from the movie to the show.
There's
No.
and they're played by different
It's Richard
people.
Dawson.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean there's
I
two
think
actors that switch? Yeah,
I think it's
but
Radar
all the characters are
and,
the same.
Richard Dawson.
No.
Yeah,
No,
'cause
I want to
Sutherland
say
doesn't come back.
Father Mulcahy.
Alda plays Sutherland, right?
Sutherland is Hawkeye. Yes, Alan Alda plays him.
Yeah.
And,
Jamie Farr is.
Yeah, you know what? Man, I'm curious now.
But and I don't hate the MASH TV show. It's very boring, and it meant watching TV was over for me as a child. But the movie I do think is a better 3 acts. Like, you care more at the end of the movie. I guess if I was watching it weekly over fucking 9 years, I'd probably care a lot.
I don't know,
at the
man.
end
One
of
of the
MASH
most
and shit,
impactful shows on me is the series finale of MASH.
That's what I mean. I think if I'd been watching it weekly through the 80s, like the finale and like the end of the story probably would affect me a lot more instead of binge watching it. But I think the movie's a stronger way to tell that story overall.
And it looks like Radar is the only character actually that went from the movie to the show.
Played by the same person, though.
Yes, Gary Berghoff.
Right. All the characters transferred.
Yeah, I thought there was more than one, and there might be, but no. Father Mulcahy was played by somebody else in the movie. He was played actually by Rene Auberjonois, whatever his name is, the guy from Benson.
They just did that with The Gentleman too. That's a movie from 12 years ago, and then Guy Ritchie was like, "I want another crack at it." And made it as a Netflix show.
I was thinking, I'm like, what about Richard Dawson? But that's Hogan's Heroes. He's not on MASH.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. It was Hogan's Heroes.
My bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of. He was in another show, but I don't remember what. It'll come to me after we get off, I'm sure. We never talked about what episode this was. Do we even know?
I can tell you real quick.
I have 329.
Well, we're not counting the mystery one that got taken into the abyss.
That might have been the best one we've ever recorded, too.
It was. Too bad. This will be 329.
All right.
We're still going. You can't kill this fucking podcast.
No, we just renewed. We have at least one more year.
That reminds me, I should check on my other one that I had going. I forget to keep canceling every year.
You have another one going? Are you cheating on us?
No, but like I thought during the pandemic that I was going to start a podcast network, and then I fucking forgot to cancel the
server.
Well, it's not syndication. It's just like another Podbean account that was like separate from this one. But
yeah,
I always forget to fucking cancel it until I get the email. It's like, thanks for renewing, asshole.
You just have to put a calendar reminder.
Yeah, that's what a smart person would do. This year they sent me a thing that was like, hey, in 45 days, you're going to have a renewal on your Podbean. And I said, I'm going to do something about this in 44 days. And then I fucking whiffed and forgot. And then I got the email. It's like, hey, thanks for subscribing to Podbean for another year, boyo.
Well, speaking of,
we covered
we covered a lot there.
We covered a lot of ground. This is a super-sized, giant-sized Broadcast Geeks #1. Matt, you're frozen. Jake, you're muted.
He's not frozen. I was.
Yeah, I was just reading. I was reading a headline.
What's it say?
It says, "Why do some people have such little sympathy for slain United Healthcare CEO?" And I think we know the answer. Because right next to it, it says here, insurance company halts plan to limit coverage on anesthesia after backlash.
Solving America's healthcare crisis with gun violence. The most American thing you can possibly do.
Makes sense to me right now.
I'm just saying, it's kind of funny how, what was it, Blue Cross Blue Shield was going to limit coverage on anesthesia, and then you'd be on the hook for the rest of it. And then all of a sudden, after current events, they're like, well, we're gonna rescind that. We're gonna pull that back. The CEO's like, we're not doing this. Stop it now.
What a fucked up time to be alive.
Yeah. Joy. Well, yeah, we did cover a lot today.
Yeah. And also, so in this new iteration of Broadcast Geeks, does that still mean that you're doing the editing?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
How's this one work, Jake? Does it mix everything into one track? Whoa, yeah. Matt, I can take over editing again. No, I'm just kidding.
So wait, I got a question. No. So the episode we lost, did I edit that one? Is that the only one? Okay. So
no, I don't think Jake went to Rome, and he's like, I'll do it when I get back. And then you went to Vegas, and then you went to...
So there is an episode out there that I edited that exists. I just want to make sure I did an okay job editing.
The last one.
Great.
The one right before this, from July.
All right.
I think the only thing that you didn't have was the
theme with you when we're done.
Oh.
You got to splice the theme song in.
You're right. I forgot all about that. Oh, ooh, good one.
Yeah. That's a good microphone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, don't shit yourself live on this episode of Broadcast Geeks.
Yeah. Let's get at it so he doesn't.
So
It would be legendary on the subreddit if I did.
We do have a subreddit, r/Broadcast Geeks. We occasionally get brought up on the r/Chubby Behemoth Chub Reddit. We have an email address, I believe, broadcastgeeks@gmail.com. We have a Facebook page. James is the only person that writes to us on there. We have a Twitter. I don't know if we ever use it. We have an Instagram, barely use that. But we're back. We're coming out of cold storage. Our tongue's unthawing. And,
We're here, baby.
And so we'll fucking do it like we always do it.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah.
Excelsior.
Yeah.
Excelsior.